Does that look like a guy who's fat? Paddy the Fatty, does that look like a guy who's fat? Clearly has rockin' six-pack. This guy is shredded. Yet he still has 45 pounds to lose. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going over Paddy the Fatty's cut to make weight. That's right, it's time for him to get back into fight shape. And at his heaviest weight, 93.5 kilograms, about 206 pounds, he has to cut to 155. And so it's not all fat that he's going to lose. It's obviously going to be a lot of water as well. And his fight weight, when he gets up into the ring, it's going to be 170 pounds. But that means he still has to cut a significant amount of body fat in order to get into striking distance of making that weight class. And so how's he going to do it? Well, an extreme calorie deficit, of course. We all know it's calories in, calories out, and so in order to make this weight class, he has to starve himself. And so how do I feel about this? Well, the same as his boxing coach. He made his bed, now he can lie in it.
You training this morning before you sparred?
Yeah.
Which is a bit stupid, no one's got a tough boxing session in the afternoon, so f*** him. Made his bed, he can lie in it.
And so it's hard to feel bad about this guy. He makes jokes, he loves to eat a ton of food in the off season, sometimes over 10,000 calories. And so it's all fun and games when you're in the off season until it comes down to dieting. And who do you think knows all about this? Who do you think can relate? Every single bodybuilder in the world. We all know what it's like. You finish a show, you're hungry, starving, and you eat, gain a bunch of weight, and then of course, you eventually have to go on a diet. And so in this video, we're gonna see, what is he doing? How's he getting into shape? What does he have to do? How is he gonna suffer to make his weight class?
When I make weight at this fight, I'm mooning everyone.
Hey, yeah.
For all you that said I'd miss weight and I'm a fat I'm just gonna put me chest down and go kiss me.
And well, frankly, people are just trying to help. They don't wanna see him suffer. And just because it works doesn't mean it's optimal. And so my advice to him would be to gain less body fat in the off season. That way he wouldn't have to go to such extreme measures to make weight come fight time.
No one loves going to work every day. You do it to get paid. I love fighting. I don't think anyone loves training and dieting and weight cutting.
And so does he like this dieting, training, and so on? No, of course not. He's like, it's a job. Gotta go to work. Oh, I like fighting. Fight day's fun. That's what I love to do. But all the training, the dieting, the weight cutting, that is a job to me. I just gotta get it done to get paid.
Everyone thinks I'm a big fat bastard, lad, and I've got loads of weight to lose. I haven't. You know what I mean?
And so Paddy is 100% right. Even at his fattest off-season weight, the guy is still lean, in great condition. Imagine if the rest of the world looked as good as Paddy does in his full-blown off-season. And so why do people think he's so fat? Well, he carries most of his weight in his cheeks. And the fact that he brags about how much junk food, ice cream, and so on that he eats, well, it just plays into the fact that people are gonna make fun of him. They're gonna tease him, hey, look, you're chubby. But in reality, people know he's not actually fat. And for the most part, when people say, look at how fat he is, those pictures are Photoshop. He's not actually that chubby. You really think the guy's 300 pounds in the off season? Of course not.
He looks big on camera, but he's not that big. He walks around probably like the same weight that most UFC lightweights walk around. He's a proper hamster, like, so all his weight goes into his cheeks.
And so the coach says a proper hamster. He carries a lot of fat in the cheeks, makes him look chubby, but really, look at the guy's stomach. He's only been dieting for 2 weeks. Does that look like a guy that was fat? The problem is, though, he's currently weighing 86 kilograms. That's 189.6 pounds. 189. He's lost some of the weight. The first few weeks of dieting, you lose a significant amount of water and glycogen weight. And so his weight has dramatically come down in the first few weeks, but he still has a long way to go. And so look at his physique. He quite literally is still 45 pounds over the weight class. And so imagine the suffering he's going to have to do to get down to 155 pounds.
Get called a cabbage patch kid all the time, lad, on Twitter and that. Swear, lad. The amount of lookalikes I've had, it's just ridiculous. Owen Wilson, He-Man.
And so of course the fat shaming is there. They call him a cabbage patch doll, but I think it's all in good fun in this situation. I don't think he actually minds it. And so if he were actually fat, actually 300 pounds, and people did the same thing, I think at that point people would be fat shaming him, but I don't think he actually minds it.
Face has been photoshopped to look even fatter. And people think I'm that fat. I'm just like, are you blind?
We've done that many camps together now. There's no real challenges, apart from like getting his weight down. He could fight tomorrow.
And so it's not that he's out of shape cardiovascular-wise or fight-wise. He's in great shape. It's just that he eats too many calories. And with those excess calories, increased body fat percentage, and so he's walking around far above his weight limit.
There's nowhere near you, you little.
Yeah, he jokes around, farts a lot and so on, but when it's time to actually fight and train, guy puts in the work. And so he's training hard for 3 hours on a 200-calorie breakfast. What does he follow that up with? Big, massive meal after training? Nope, just over 400 calories. And he doesn't like the greens, and he throws them in the garbage. Oh, I don't like the taste of this. If it was green beans or broccoli, I'd eat that, but I don't like this. Goes to show just how important it is to actually like the foods that you're eating. You need to like the foods. If you don't like them, you're not eating them. Even Paddy, not eating a trained UFC professional. And so if you don't like the foods in my diet, get my friggin' cookbook. Low calorie, high volume, high protein meals. Full of foods that you love, just made them lower in calories. Why go on a diet eating boring, bland food when you can eat your favorite delicious meals all made lower in calories?
I was 86 this morning, I'll probably like it now because it's saying that my bills are soaking wet. Don't want to get my out though. Can't have my out on YouTube. 85.3.
And so obviously weight is paramount. He's weighing himself while training, 85.3. You don't want to get too dehydrated while you're fighting. If that weight were to actually go down a lot, he would in fact need to drink more water. And so although he's cutting weight, he doesn't want to suddenly see the scale drop all because of dehydration. If you get dehydrated while you're training, it's very important to replenish your foods. You could in fact take something like Pimblett. It also contains BCAAs and EAAs, important amino acids that can help you build muscle when you're dieting.
And then not killing yourself while you're training without eating enough. We used to do that, well, I used to do that years ago when I fought at featherweight. I used to kill myself to make weight. Now it's not like that.
And so he says he used to kill himself to make weight back when he fought at featherweight, but now it's not like that. No, it's easy now. I mean, after all, I start at 206. I mean to make 155. That's nothing. I just got to lose 50 pounds. You know, I'm currently 45 pounds over the weight class with a six-pack. No problem. I don't suffer at all. Easy. You know, I'm just going to train 3+ hours a day on 2,000 to 2,500 calories. You know, nothing. It's easy.
There's only one other profession I feel sorry for. Jockeys. They have to make weight like every day, lad.
Bodybuilders literally doing exactly what you're doing, except they have to get even leaner than you, and make weight classes. And so if you want to know the sport where you have to suffer the most in terms of your diet, look no further than bodybuilding. You got to get shredded 5% body fat or less for the most part, all while making a weight class and training hard. Lifting the weights, doing cardio, it is not easy. And so no, we're not getting punched in the face, but the suffering to be lean, very difficult to endure.
Now I can still eat 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day in good food.
And so he's eating 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day, which doesn't sound that bad, but when you're doing this amount of training, it's not easy. Compared to his 5,000 to 10,000 calories a day in the off season, bulking up, eating what he wants, it's a significant reduction in calories. And at first, it's not so bad. You have so much body fat that your body is relying on stored adipose tissue for energy. But as your body fat drops, he's clearly well over 10% body fat now. But once he gets into the single-digit body fat percentage and he's in a 1,000 calorie or more deficit, it's hard. The body lacks the energy, the nutrients to train at 100% capacity. And so would it not make more sense for him to gain less weight in the off season so he has less to lose? Does that not sound like a more sensible approach? Would that not allow him to have more energy when it matters most, you know, during his training camp? When he's fighting to fight some of the best UFC fighters in the world? How are you going to train optimally when you're only eating 2,000 calories a day, training for over 3 hours? How are you going to do it? You're not. Sure, you're going to train as hard as you can, but it's not going to be as hard as you could have if you were giving your body the nutrients that it needs.
This is what makes life easy. Look at that. That's healthy.
So he's so excited. Look at this. Look how healthy this is. I'd eat this on my diet. It's not so bad. Why aren't you eating that year round? Why aren't you eating that in your off season? Oh, look how delicious it is, and this is healthy. That is the key, folks. Find the foods that you love that are healthy and eat it year round. Why are we saving it for when we're on a diet? Oh, I'm only going to eat that on a diet. Off season, I'm just going to eat a lot of ice cream and nachos and candies. Diet time, ooh, that looks so great. If you ate that year round, you would not have as much weight to lose. The diet would then become easier.
Innit? Hey, guess what it was then after training? 85.3. It was 88.8 on the Monday.
And so think of it, he's currently losing over a pound a day. To lose a pound of fat in a day, you need to be in a 3,500 calorie daily deficit. And so what kind of energy could he have if he's eating in a 3,500 calorie deficit daily? And so sure, he can get away with it at the start. He has excess body fat that he can draw from, and he's doing a ton of cardio, burning off thousands of calories a day in his training. But how long can he sustain this? And so eventually his BMR, his basal metabolic rate, his NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, it's going to go down. His body's going to conserve energy. He's not going to have the power, the stamina to put out the effort he needs to train at 100% capacity. In comparison, if he gained less weight in the off season, for example, rather than going up to 205 pounds or more, stayed at 185, he wouldn't have to diet as long nor as hard. And so I know I'm not a fighter, I can't box or wrestle, but one thing I do know about is how the body reacts to a diet. And when you're dieting to this extent, you are going to dramatically lose energy, and it is hard. And so rather than gaining all that weight in the off-season, it's better to have balance. Gain some, of course, yes, absolutely, but not too much that you have to then crash diet to make your weight class. And so he pulls up the shirt, flexes the ab. Does that look like a guy who's fat? Paddy the Baddy, does that look like a guy who's fat? Clearly has rockin' six-pack. This guy is shredded, yet he still has 45 pounds to lose. And so when you see the chubby cheeks, people making fun of him, remember, this guy probably leaner than you, and for most people, this likely would be their dream physique.
Does he want me to just let him keep doing it wrong? Do you know what I mean? Be a f***ing yes man, boss to have around you then, you know what I mean?
And so he's telling him what he needs to hear, not what he wants to hear. Doesn't want a bunch of yes men. Oh, your boxing is perfect, you're doing everything right. He wants to tell him, these are the improvements you can make, these are the mistakes you're doing, and this is what I want you to work on. Great coach, great advice.
He's a bit stupid now when he's got a tough boxing session in the afternoon, you know what I mean? So f*** him. Made his bed, he can lie in it.
And so he made his bed, he ate the way he did, he gained that much weight, he knows what he did. He now knows he has to suffer to diet 2,000 to 2,500 calories while doing 3+ hours of hard training a day. That is not easy. Clearly going to suffer, and it's going to get worse. You think it's bad now at 189, wait till he's in the 170s or beyond. The closer he gets to his fight weight, the leaner he is, the more he's going to suffer, the less energy he's going to have. The ghrelin, the hunger hormone's going to spike, going to make him even hungrier. He's going to have lack of energy, be lethargic, likely not able to get good nights of sleep. And so his training eventually has to suffer. And so although he could go up a weight class, perhaps that is not the best move. He would have to fight against larger opponents. Perhaps one day he will, but for now he's fighting as a lightweight, making the 155-pound weight class. Then he can increase water intake, carb up, and fight around 170. My advice, and I'm not his coach, would be to take it easy in the off-season. Don't bulk to such drastic extremes. Perhaps keep your weight at 185 and no more. And that way, when you do have to diet, it would be significantly easier, a lot easier on the body and the mind, and you could make the weight cap with a lot less work. Hope you enjoyed the video, ending it here. To get the cookbook, it's available in hard copy version. Click the link in the description. Also, the Circle Diet book, How to Lose Weight, Keep It Off for the Rest of Your Life. My life's work into this book. Please consider getting the book. Also, any of the 3 training books, beginner, intermediate, advanced, all can be got by clicking the link in the description. And don't forget, harder than last time supplements, too many to list right now. Click the link in the description. Check out the bloops, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. We'll also have coaching plans by me and my team, and I do phone consults. And until next time, I am out.